towards 1 minute.
1 minute.
So the total length of the line is at full speed for these guys, less than a minute. And winning group started early, going for a practice romp around the pin. Big bear away. Yes. Chit's reminding us that winning group was late last week. So just about 40 seconds of the favourites. Finport at the windward end, which is what they kind of tend to do.
30 seconds there, Bucko.
Smeg, the other guys all down at the other end. So quite a good spread. You see them racked up here. A bit too close to the line. A couple of the guys here near the committee boat. And a big knife fight down the leeward end.
7 seconds.
Smeg having a fight. Smeg's got the pin by the look of that.
Kitchen Maker look like they might be a little over, but
Kitchen Maker certainly well advanced, weren't they? Wow. And they've figured it out.
Yandu for the viewers at home, just across the start line at the committee boat just now, so about 30 seconds late for the start there, Bucko.
Yep. I said they get close. Finport looks pretty good. Noakes group also pretty good. Winning group behind them on port tack. As you can see, Delzotto, winning group just coming in stream there now.
Winning group forced attack there from Noakes.
Wow. Noakes far enough forward that winning group's going to get hurt here.
Finport looking the best on course at the moment out of this pack here, Bucko.
Finport bolted in high and amazing as usual. Ooh, and a big fight here, winning group and Noakes, and winning group winning. Wow, how about that? Back on Smeg and Appliances, lured in, not looking too good. Breeze gone right in this path. Manly Ferry going on the windward side of the fleet as well, not on screen. Very tough now. These guys need to get on the other tack. Oh no, Finport will be all right, but the guys at the lured end will be affected worse by the ferry. Noakes now in a world of pain.
Yeah, Noakes has got to look for an option out of there, but they've got Birkenhead Point Marina right above them, sort of limiting him.
Oh, and Finport's
Finport let him off the hook there.
Yeah, but he's Finport taking the bull by the horns.
Yeah, Finport just off screen having to duck Ilvy and Rag and Famish Hotel, and not a great duck at that.
One of the worst ducks we've seen, in fact.
Yeah.
Okay, so
not a peaking duck. Shore and Partners right there in the middle on screen. Just on the other side of the ferry, Bucko.
Yeah, so the Smeg and the Shore and Partners got the other side, and these other guys got hurt a bit. So looking at that, you'd say Shore and Partners lead, actually, wouldn't you, Jimmy?
Depends what they got to come back on, right, Bucko? Like if the breeze bends left, they're looking famous. Maybe that replacement rig might be the go. The fleet's very compressed still, Bucko. We're not seeing that big split of them going either side of the island like we seen last week.
No, well, as speculation.
And Noakes and Dalzotto just here. We get back onto piers quickly. Have come together.
Well, that's not a good thing.
A little port and starboard. Untangled himself and
Captain Jack
and Shawnee having a little g'day.
Oh dear. So how about that? Rag and Famish leads. Wow. Noakes group there. Sorry, Noakes blue. Finport in the background.
And same rule as last week, Bucko. First one down to Chowder. That's your winner. I'm just wanting to lock this in early.
Lock it in, Eddie.
Okay.
Lock it in.
Just want to lock you in early.
Finport back in front of winning group. Had a long adventure out to the right, and nobody's going the right-hand side here, Jimmy.
No.
Surprising.
You can see
just enough east in the wind that they're a bit scared of it, I would say.
Yeah, well, the big telltale is Woody didn't go that side of it.
Yeah. Breeze up now, though, where we are travelling with these guys. Breeze up around 12 now.
Yeah.
Just a little spike. Shaw and Partners.
It's getting very
crossing.
tight up in here, Bucko. There seems to be every boat on the harbour's decided let's go up into Rose Bay today.
Very busy. So these guys all on the starboard tack lay line. Shaw and Partners overstood, in fact.
They're coming in hot.
Shaw and Partners well overstood. They didn't find the mark. Coming in hot. These guys are overstood also.
So this will be close between the Rag and Famish and Shaw and Partners for first on course.
Yeah, I think Shaw and Partners will get there because they're approaching it at about 500 knots.
500 knots?
Yeah. That's an approximation, mind you.
Approximation?
Yeah. No, maybe not. They're on starboard. Rag and Famish having to slow down.
Shaw and Partners just making sure of their position there.
Oh, and that's all a bit untidy, isn't it?
Very untidy, I dare say, Bucko.
So the fleet didn't find the mark. There we go. Oh, and it's not easy. Yellow marks against yellow background is never the right answer. Finport's going to get there effectively third, fourth.
So winning group around second, Rag and Famish third, Finport fourth, Armarine, Pittwater.
Smeg
fifth.
Sixth. Yeah, wow. How about that?
Just got the Smeg, Royal Oak, Double Bay, Four Pines, the Kitchen Maker, with the next little group around with Dalzotto and Appliances Online.
Now they're all set straight away. They're clearing the island. Oh, the Finport.
Bit lighter than last week, Bucko.
Yeah, no, a bit lighter, indeed. Yeah, the leaders are over the wharf, okay, with big rigs. No, do it.
It's on the Smeg and Finport there. They would have had their last week, would have loved it. Coco would have loved it coming down here, wouldn't he? Bucko, that rings hanging out is what he loves.
Yeah, is that a new sheet on the Smeg or just new sign writing?
Looks like Colouring in Texas had a bit of a go there, but I think it might be a new sheet looking at it. Very wide, isn't it, Bucko?
Yep.
And this lead group sort of stepped away from everyone. Coco's looking at a little jibe out here on the Smeg.
Wow, that's a brave call. But winning jibing as well, so.
Winning group following suit.
Finport was just making small gains there. He's just able to sail a little deeper, so his lighter sheet end might be good. He's got a slightly deeper chute than these other guys.
So everyone other than Armarine, Pittwater and Shaw and Partners in this lead group has jibed over.
And Finport close to putting it in the drink. Anyway, off they go.
And off we go. So the only one that's still at this stage going down the harbour in that lead group is Shaw and Partners. They're probably off Clark Island at the moment, Bucko.
Yeah, and the reason these guys have jibed is there's a little bit more pressure on the face of Bradley's Head, which is where the bows are headed when you're on starboard jibe. And Shaw and Partners had to go through the lee of Clark Island, which is reasonably extensive. It's a wooded island, so a pretty furry and pretty good wind barrier.
The Royal Oak Hotel, Four Pines just coming to join the party.
Yep.
And the Kitchen Maker has also joined the party up here, Bucko. So our group of 6 has turned into 8.
Shaw and Partners jibing back. I think they're on the ley line. Nearly in the tide.
Just riding along here with the Finport.
And they've been suffering a bit of dirty air from the guys in front of them. Not a happy circumstance, and the leaders have gone away quite a bit now as a result of that in the peloton knife fight. But bottom mark pretty much dead downwind of us now. They'll both be just doing jibe drops, probably up pretty much on the money, Shore & Partners actually.
The KISS theory, Bucko?
Yeah. Wow. Could be a bit exciting here.
Bit of karate going on between Shore & Partners and Winning Group.
Yeah.
Sure they'll keep it clean.
Bit of an opportunity here for Rag and Famish actually, because these other guys have slowed each other down quite a bit. But
Winning Group just doing the big curve turn to get on the inside track on Shore & Partners there. The Rag and Famish trying to do the same to Winning Group. They won't be able to live there long. Next around is the Smeg with Big Pete Mackey stuffing that spinnaker into its little bag.
And the Finport having a fight with Armarine. Anyway, all jibe drops, all pretty well done. Some problem on the Shore & Partners with the jib luff tension, in fact.
Well, mate, I think you might find that might have something to do with the little broken mast issue that they had earlier on. But also looks like the jib cano's come undone, yeah?
Yeah, there's some issue, and that'll be hurting them quite a bit.
Well, that's not their normal jib, Bucko. It's got a North Sails here. Remember, they got a Doyle jib,
right.
So maybe the other jib didn't fit the program.
Big advantage here to Winning Group. Around the mark, away in a screeching little puff. Two sailing, bow down, no need to set the chute. And you can get huge gains and losses just arising from getting to the mark in a puff or not, as the case may be. So Smeg.
It's going to be close for third here.
Yeah, Finport's going to be up into third, more or less. Can't tack, you've got to wait for Smeg to tack. Anyway, drone shots of the leaders.
This chasing pack for third, Bucko, is tight, isn't it?
Well,
so Smeg around third, Finport fourth. The two pubs having a good old chat here, the Royal Oak and the Rag and Famish.
Good stuff. So all the guys taking full advantage of the puffs down the reach, maximising their depth.
Next around,
but it is a laid mark.
Online.
Sorry, James, they might be able to lay just main and jib by the look of that. The breeze is far enough forward.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
But the laid mark, and in the olden days we used to go around a fixed mark, which meant you had to set a chute to get to it. The committee's made the life a bit easier for these guys with a laid mark that's outside of the point.
They can bend it to suit, can't they?
Yeah. Appliance is just roaring through the huge wash of a powerboat. Camera cat about to go semi-submersible.
Never in doubt, Bucko.
Oh, I've got it. Copy. All good.
Whee.
Travelling with the appliances.
Woo. There you go.
And they're about 30, 40 seconds adrift of Finport in fourth. So Winning Group leads by about 30, 40 seconds.
Winning Group, for the viewers at home, have just gone around the mark. If you want to get your timepiece on that, Bucko.
I've got the clock on.
And then Shore & Partners in the background, just about to go around the mark. Got Big Pete Mackey coming in. The boat just doing a bit of adjustment here on board the Smeg.
Yeah, so Winning Group leading by about 30 seconds. Shore & Partners second. Little light spot here, so these guys are struggling to get down to the mark, but all they can do is point the bow really now, sail the puff a bit. Centerboard going down.
Yep.
The Smeg.
So as you see, viewers at home, there's no resting on these boats, is there, Bucko?
No, she's a good workout. She's a good workout. Just Finport a bit closer up to Smeg.
Yep.
Finport will have to have a think here about dirty air.
Nice rounding on the Finport.
Oh, it wasn't their best, I didn't think, mate.
Well, considering there's not a lot of breeze, Bucko, I thought it was pretty good.
All right, bit of dirty air from the passing commercial ferry. That's hurt these guys a bit. But a big gap then, and the next little bunch coming with light air, so square running without a shooter.
Yeah,
Not so good. Big gap.
So yeah, next around will be the Royal Oak Hotel 4 Pines, and then the Rag and Famish, and then Appliance Online and Yandu is the next little group, and then there's quite a step back to the next group.
They're well in the hunt for the podium, these guys.
You just see there on screen the Marine Pitwater and the Kitchen Maker having to put their spinnakers on to get down to that mark, and just off to the left of the boat, Bucko, of the Camera Cat, I've spotted the Tech 2 out here for a bit of a hunt around. So well done, Jack, getting that on the water. He ran out a bit of time. There it is on the left of screen. Seen them working tight when I got there this morning, Bucko, on the boat. So well done to them for getting it done.
Yeah, no, good show, and it looks great. Side rating's terrific.
Old school.
A bit old school, but here we go.
Got Ilby just going around the bottom mark just behind Noakes Blue and the Kitchen Maker.
Now, Jimmy, got your money ready? We're having a bet here that there's a new leader.
New leader? Well, this goes against you. You can't change, Bucko, remember, because you said whoever goes around that bottom mark down there in Chowder Bay is your winner. So you can't change, brother. But
yes.
I can have a gamble, apparently.
No, you're allowed. You're allowed to get the 10, get the lobster out and put it on.
Well, one bloke that I said it'd take him a lap to get organised and get himself back into this is Coco on the Smeg. He's still in the mix. Doro's got that weird rig going on the Shore and Partners, bits and pieces. But Finport, I reckon, Bucko.
One of these three boats anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know what Winning Group did over there, but
Just popped into...
Nielsen Park for a cup of tea.
Yeah. Just on board the Winning Group there.
The yacht race still, isn't it? Very puffy here at the moment.
Looks like there's a bit more breeze on the right, Bucko, than what's on the left, and saying that, Smeg right in front of the Camera Cat has flipped over to go into that more breeze. Winning Group's very bow down there on screen on starboard.
It's a bit strange. The breeze is still cold, but it's rotated a little bit to the left. So
just on Finport there, just going behind the Camera Cat.
The models haven't been too good the last couple of days, and
models,
not the
furry type.
Naomi Campbell type. No,
right.
not those ones. The wind models.
Right. Oh, the things you look at
haven't been too good. But interesting here, fleet now split again. Winning Group and Shore and Partners on this shore.
Tack for tack.
Tack for tack and close together again.
Yep.
Amazing. The rig on the Shore and Partners does look a bit odd.
It does. Well, I don't think it was designed for that.
A bit of sag to leeward below the hounds.
Yeah.
In a great bit of wind here, like 12, 14 inversion on the Winning Group. Shore and Partners just to leeward, full inversion on the mainsail. Got it going again now. Well, the speed in the fleet, the top of this fleet is pretty even, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's only very small amounts in it. The handling obviously not quite as crisp on these boats today, with predominantly changes in the lineups. These guys are near the starboard ley line, so Winning Group's going to just keep sailing until it's confident. Now they know where the mark is. Good puff coming out of the corner. So the wind models again have got it a bit wrong. No fade in this breeze. In fact, a slight build. Gee, you'd think they'd be tacking pretty promptly, Jones, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, Winning's just going there as you spoke, and then won't be too long until Doz goes with that big.
And that's a bad way to start the tack. They looked away, they went into a heading lull, and now they're going to nearly tip over in the tack.
Harry doing his best impersonation of a Ninja Turtle on the bottom of the boat there.
Yeah. So VMG run now. winning group at the mark. The lead about the same as it was after all that. The lead is pretty much what it was at the bottom.
So that was that bad tack we just witnessed on Shaw and Partners, Bucko. So winning group around the mark as we speak. Setting the spinnaker. There's Shaw and Partners on screen, so it's the distance, or
not the tidiest set on the winning group, but good enough. And Shaw and Partners overstood, so bad tack and a little overstand. And a 20-second delta, so
tack and a bear away.
Tack and a bear away, which is always a bit uncomfortable. Winning group off in the distance. So the next mark is Taylor Bay, so dead downwind, one bay short of Chowder, and only about 1 mile.
So winning group going around the other side of the island, Bucko.
Yeah.
And the Smeg.
Smeg and Finport. And Finport closed right up. I didn't quite see what happened there, but Finport definitely in the hunt.
And the Royal Oak Hotel Four Pines has won the pub battle here between the two pub boats that we were following earlier, and Appliance Online sneaking their way up into the mix here for 5th, 6th position. And there's Shaw and Partners. They've elected to jibe before the island, winning group going the other side of the island, Bucko, so we've got a split with a bit of land in between. What's your liking on that?
Well, I think there's more wind on this side where Shaw and Partners is, so winning group would have endured a little bit more light air from the wind shadow of Point Piper.
There's the winning group just jibing, jibe drop around the bottom. Get your Mickey Mouse working there for us, Bucko. And Shaw and Partners jibing to come on in.
Oh, and Shaw and Partners too early, I think. Yep. Oh dear. Might be okay. Might.
Winning group around. We got Harry in the boat. Don't know, that's probably the fastest way, trying to soak down.
No such thing as a square run, mate.
Can't pole these boats back, and got Finport and Appliances Online coming in hot behind the camera cat. So the fight for third is still well and truly alive.
Shaw and Partners are given back another 10 seconds here, so the lead is going to be 40 seconds rather than 30. And Appliances Online come into the race as well. That's pretty ordinary from Shaw and Partners there. Oh well.
Well, funnily enough, Bucko, they seem to be going all right upwind, the Shaw and Partners, with a borrowed rig, borrowed jib, and so forth. And downhill's where they seem to be. The gap seems to be opening up on them. So just on the Finport and Appliances Online just trying to wrestle over the top here. Keegan renowned for not giving any room to anyone. So.
Oh yeah, but I mean, they just set themselves up for a comfortable drop, really.
Yeah.
Come on, guys, pull the jib on, for God's sake.
No. Royal Oak Hotel Four Pines, right in it still. And Smeg, after that vortex issue, Bucko, just off screen, just about to come around the bottom mark. And then the Rag and Famish, and then it's a long way back to the next lot of boats.
Here we go. The actual setup, as you guys can see, the jib's a little bit deep, just a bit of return at the bottom batten, and the mainsail at the bottom batten, or the bottom of the sail sign at least, quite deep, about 13% or something, which is a bit too deep, both sails. Top of the mainsail looked great, but just got to bend the rig a little bit more perhaps.
Winning group in the background there.
And so, if we travel with the winning group, you can see the difference between those two rigs.
What's your take on the winning group, Bucko? You happy with that?
It looks pretty good. The jib, I still don't like the jib depth at the bottom batten, but
It's working.
seems to be going all right, exactly. But it's nowhere near the same as the jib that we just looked at closely on Royal Lake Four Pines.
Just on the Shore and Partners here with their Finport went the other side of the island behind the camera cat for the viewers at home, and whether they've got to come back into this or not, Bucko, what's your thought?
Well, no.
Just getting the camera to come around and on board and pick them up in the background.
He's given a bit away, but
So-
we also see, looking upwind, not on screen, we see winning group overstood again on the windward mark. So accuracy hasn't been anybody's strong suit today, has it? But here they go, around the mark. And they've got a good lead. They've got a 1 minute lead now.
Easy.
And Finport's back to fourth. Royal Lake Four Pines has got in front of them. Now winning group setting in a big puff.
You want to ride down with the winning group, go for a spinnaker run with the winning group. Just on the winning group there, sailing off into the sunset. And that's so right off there in the distance, that's the winning group. That's how far in front they are.
And you can see these guys here
Shore and Partners jibing.
light and lifted, and they had to jibe. So that might be advantage Finport right there, I would say. Because he jibed back into a puff and is almost across the bow of Shore and Partners already. Wow. Oh well.
Get up and give our mates, Aaron and the crew on the Royal Oak Four Pines.
We noted Ryan in the middle today, and well regarded, skilled, general purpose yachter.
One of the wildest kids you've seen on a stick at Manly, Bucko, young Ryan Wilmot.
Is that right?
Not afraid to send it. And good young kid, cousin of the Olympic gold medalist.
Well, there you go. Oh, they're looking a bit dusty here though, aren't they?
Up into no pressure here on screen.
Up into a big light spot.
And
Lifted.
Finport, as you said, Bucko, back off screen.
Yep.
Advantage them over Shore and Partners.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Royal Oak will be next around the mark with Finport around in third, and Shore and Partners are still battling on there. The Shore and Partners have got a bit of company in Appliance Online and Smeg to deal with.
4 Pines.
Off screen, 4 Pines just having a bit of a wing dip going into the rounding the mark, but they're around.
Very scratchy, but they got around. Right, they're just sliding along nicely here. Breeze around 10 knots.
Just get right in the back door of the mighty winning group. They're just
A bit of low range stuff, and just about to go into a puff. Semi just running in a little. Oh, he's going to tack on the face of the puff. Breeze is rotating, James, so look at that. Big lefty. Nice tack, though.
nice tack. They'll just have a few little waves to deal with here and a bit of a lull off a Inner Harbour ferry, but all is good.
Bit of interference. So there they go, through that little lull off the ferry, you know, the big catamaran ferry pretty high, about 5 metres, 5 and a bit metres, and going upwind makes a pretty big hole. Anyway,
They're back off.
back in action again.
Then Royal Oak in second there with Finport on the right of screen. That's the battle for second and third. Shore and Partners dropped off that group a little bit.
And Applies Online probably now in the hunt for third as well. Anyway, into a good path, but finishing line laid directly below the tallest part of the hill of Point Piper, so a bit of a problem.
Looking at that on screen, Bucko, look at that. That's Shore and Partners to the left, Finport and Royal Oak.
Royal Oak still, I think, still in second just.
Other way around, isn't it, Bucko?
No, I don't think so. Well, maybe. Anyway, the winner here, winning group, subject to 100 metres to sail.
Look at that.
Good little squirt to get him to the line.
Just setting up here to tack. The Royal Oak on screen and the picture-in-picture has dropped back to fourth.
Back to fourth. My goodness.
Here we have the winning group. And watch these guys cross the line, and we'll shoot back down and get in amongst the battle for second. There's a winning group. Well done, Sevi, Tommy and Sam. Good
All
job
good.
on the winning group.
Standard operating procedure. Okay, advantage Finport here, standing into the puff better than Shore and Partners. Shore and Partners in some danger here of getting in the lee of the spectator ferry as well.
Shore and Partners letting Finport go is a pretty dangerous move, Bucko.
Quite a bit of separation, but Shore and Partners nearly on the ley line. That's the last roll of the dice. And then no coming back, what, 4 pines from there. Oh, no wind.
That's the lee off the spectator ferry, just hitting the Shore and Partners.
Yeah, no, they got it sight. They got it. That's all right. Finport coming in on port. Shore and Partners going to get there. So that's a good effort from those guys up that last beat. I thought they were done.
I rode them off.
Yeah. And they laid perfectly. How about that?
Dozer,
Oh,
well done.
Look at the Finport. Finport's coming back to fourth here.
Finport back to fourth.
Got a bit of no wind. Got one of those
Keegan floundering around in the water.
one of those episodic holes. Oh well. So that's a good showing from Shore and Partners with a spare rig and bits and pieces. Stable combination though, I suppose, isn't it? Jones, Dyer and Harry Bethwaite and Timmy Westwood. But the Royal Oak's just going to get third.
They got there.
Finport will be ruining what went on there, but that's yacht racing sometimes, isn't it? They did have to take some risk to try and catch Shore and Partners. And close.
Points on line coming in pretty hot here, Bucko.
Appliances clawed their way up to fifth.
Good job.
Quite a good job. And then Smeg and Rogan finish at 6th and 7th or 7th and 6th, depending how it pans out. Going to beat the Rag and Famish by a couple of boat lengths.
Yep. Smeg and the mighty Rag and Famish.
How about that? Hope you've enjoyed the coverage today. Thanks to Aero Media for all their fine work. Jimmy, all good. Hope you can join us again next week, Sydney Harbour, same time. Camera Cat.
I'm not here next week, Bucko.
Oh no, Jimmy's going to Thailand. We'll find somebody to drive the bus, won't we?
I hope so.
All right, mate. Thanks, viewers.